So now to remind myself when I say something funny, today I haven't had one of those moments, but and that's because I might be nervous with you in the room, or I usually chalk things up to it just being a Monday. But I now I tell myself while I do it, I go, oh, that's funny, and I write it down. I write the time code down, and Bilal finds it.
And you should do the opposite as well. Like, I've done a couple things in this conversation that are part of something I'm working on. Now I got the conversation with you to get to that area. But that's what I do.
Manipulative, conniving asshole.
Absolutely.
You fucking took control of this interview, and I thought I was the host. No,
that's cute. You think that? It's cute. It's cute. You still think that.
Finally, I was in control. Listen, I was a little intern. It's like going for a cigarette with it once.
Okay, don't write this part down.
Okay, I won't.
It's like when fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker are together.
On the Todd Shapiro Show, SiriusXM 168.
Humble Howard back here Monday on the program. And if you're listening on the podcast later, it might be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. And we do appreciate you being here. Humble?
Yeah. What's happening?
Dude, I saw you do stand-up. And you did stand-up a week ago at the Underground. Mm-hmm. A room that allows a pot influence to be there.
Yes.
Pot being weed. You killed it. You crushed it. It was fun. And I know you like the bigger audiences, but I really enjoyed seeing you on stage. Good job.
Well, thank you. I didn't, wasn't one of my better sets, but, the thing about stand-up, and I'll use golf as an analogy, it's one thing to have a decent swing and you can hit balls on the range, mm-hmm. but you don't really know if you have any game until you sort of test it. And so I've been out doing lots of games, little ones, big ones, and that one, it was fine. I was a little bit nervous.
It was like a par 3 course?
No, okay. I was a little nervous that you were there. You get the thing about stand-up.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
But the thing about stand-up, what's going on?
We're live. We're live on Peaks.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing about stand-up is there's so many elements. It's what kind of crowd it is, who do you follow, what kind of stuff they did first, how you stack up with them. A lot of self-consciousness that I really have to work hard to get through because I'm human. It's like those are things you think, and then you and this young lady show up, and it just adds another layer. And it was it was the third night in a row I'd been out, and so a lot of factors. But I have to get over that because that's the gig. I'm doing a gig tonight. There'll be 10, 12 people in the room. On Friday night, I was at a place with 225 people in the room. So I just go and practice my game wherever I can. That night when you guys were there, I was happy to see you. And
the face joke's great. The face joke's a great joke.
The face joke?
About your daughter. That's a great joke. That's a great joke. The in the face and nothing in the face. That's a great joke, and what I loved about it is you made it seem like you just kind of got that text that night. I
got that text that afternoon.
Oh, you did?
So
that was real. Oh, you keep that one up. That's real. A great joke. Have you used that in other routines?
It's funfunny.
That's a great fucking joke.
Thank you. You know who liked that joke was Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler Morrison came up to me afterward, and he said, because it didn't really go over that well. He said, dude, just keep doing it because it's a great joke. No, that's
a great fucking joke. That's an amazing joke. That's funny. I thought that's part of your bit, and but keep it where you just got the. This one I'm learning about comedy, where you make things seem very natural, even though it's just part of your shtick. And if someone were to see you twice, they'd be like, "Oh, it's not so natural." But whatever.
It's like the magic. It's like when you see a magic trick the first time, you're like, "Wow, I can't believe he did that." The second time, you go, "Oh, I see how he does it." Uh-huh. So the joke is, and I was looking at my phone on stage, and I went, "This is from my daughter." Came at 1:25 in the afternoon. Heads up. I'm probably going to get a tattoo tonight. I respond, heads up. I'm probably not going to freak out about it. She says, cool. I say, except if it's on your face, which I think is great advice for a lot of things. A father might say to his child, especially a girl child or a young boy that's not completely sure about. But yeah, that's...
you don't want much on your face. Let's be honest.
Except if it's on your face is great advice. But I was going to say, so you guys were there. And again, for me, comedy is not just getting on stage and telling jokes. There's all the stuff that happens around it. And it was good for me to have a friend like Todd there and hang with Bilal. And I really enjoyed sitting with you after and just kind of hanging out and being part of the group. And I was going to go on an anti-Bilal rant
He's hard not to pick on.
No, but here's what I want to say. I want to take.
Okay.
Well, I do enjoy seeing Bilal out in the world, and I do have a lot of good feelings about Bilal. But I'm starting to get a tiniest of hints that Bilal is starting to grow into this role, and I would caution Bilal that you need to just take it slowly. You're not Todd Shapiro. You're not even Jewish, so stop telling people you are.
I am circumcised, but okay.
No one cares. No, I'm just teasing. I can't help but love little guys. It's like, how can you hate?
He's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Absolutely.
And I've had a lot of people within the show who worked hard before to still help make it to where it's got to. But Bilal's work ethic is everything that reminded me of my work ethic. And reminded me because I don't work that hard anymore. But and it's something that I think is very important for anyone getting into any sort of organization. And if you do that, people will find a way to support you, scratch your back, make sure that you're taken care of for life, like Trump's doing with all his old boys now.
I was gonna just tease Bill. I love frickin' Bilal.
Okay, so here's my question about that night, though, because I haven't asked you this on air. We talked about it very briefly that night. You partake in the weed once in a while, right?
I'm sorry.
Partake in the weed once in a while.
Are you asking me if I use cannabis as a
medical?
Medical, yeah. I do enjoy my cannabis.
So I've started to this year.
It's the greatest thing in the world.
Have less drinks and a little more weed and just chill out. Man. I painted a whole wall this weekend. It was amazing. Yeah, I did a great job. I kept doing the lines. I was listening to
the best thing in the world.
Dave Matthews on my Bluetooth. It was fantastic. I was really enjoying painting. Thinking actually I can make a good second career of it. And actually, I wouldn't go that far. And then Bilal over here, though, is still very strict with, a lot of his upbringing and Muslim. And he doesn't want to be with a girl until he's really serious with her, maybe even married. But he's against the drinking and he's against the weed. But being in that room, and I've had this conversation with other comics, so I thought I'd get your opinion, though. Do you think with the acknowledgement of Bilal understanding that the room is filled with pot smoke? At some point, if he was really
you're
true
definitely
to it.
getting a little bit of you definitely would get a buzz in that room for sure. You would. Like, I just remember though, the reason I laughed is Todd and I are sitting next to each other and just having a great time. Then I didn't realize this girl was laughing her head off.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Did he tell you about this girl?
Titties. We have mentioned it briefly.
But yeah, she's laughing, and every time she laughs, her tit pops out, like full on, like peasant dress, side boob. First I go, Jesus. Because I'm thinking I'm just going to see side boob. Then she has a big laugh, and her boobie popped out. Like it was like
crazy.
Fucking Christmas morning.
And the laughs, the cackles from that table.
That was the best. Here's what I tell you about the marijuana. Great for writing, bad for performing. Like I know some guys that went on stage that night are able to do it. I'm not there yet. I don't think I would be good doing that because I think it's I don't know. I like being.
JJ Lieberman does edibles, and he actually. Lieberman, who's been on your show now.
He hasn't been on my.
Oh, he hasn't been on yet?
But I've done shows. Okay. I've done stand-up.
He crushed it on Saturday or Friday. We were there Friday at Yuck Yucks. Like, literally, he blew me away. Crushed it. But he's on an edible. Like, it's nuts. That could go any way.
So, I've seen JJ just do a short spot. And, he's something else. I mean, it's not where I want to be, but he's a 33-year-old. Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing I have to contend with is, I'm going to do spots all the time. And, most of the crowds I work in front of, they're all younger than me. All the comics I work with are younger than me. And I have to be careful. I don't want to get caught up in that energy because that's not where I'm headed with this. Yeah. I was there at 28. I don't be there at 58.
And don't take this the wrong way, but you remind me, and I saw him a ton when I was out in L.A. By a product of not only the show and the podcast and now stand-up and stuff and reflecting and the way you can discuss things on a more mature level, but Mark Maron.
I love that.
And that's
who I want to be.
That's exactly. And that like when I have you seen Maron do stand up live recently?
No, but I've seen him do stand up. I've seen his Netflix special, Thinky Pain.
Does he pull his stool up on the Netflix? Okay, so and like he just calms it down and he's with a bunch of dudes
that's what I want to do. I don't want to go out there and rock a room full of 31-year-olds. If I do that, I'm not doing the right thing.
No.
And JJ rocks a room.
He rocked a fucking room.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a lot of again, I respect him and I think he's going to be a big star, but that's not my vibe. Yeah. I'm not there doing stream of consciousness, he's a very funny but loud guy.
How do you have the fucking energy? I don't get that. You get up at what 5? Well, now you get up. I guess it's at 6:59. Okay.
Fuck yeah. Back out. 5:30, and then
I
I'm
don't
going to
know
be.
I don't know if you have the fucking energy.
You know, I do it because I really like it.
Yeah.
And like anything else in my life, if I like something, I don't feel it is an imposition on me to go out and do it. Like I didn't have a spot tonight, and I sort of made a bunch of text and phone calls, and all of a sudden I'm going to be on some little club at like 8:05 for 5 minutes. I'm going to drive all the way there, park, do 5 minutes, and go home. Because as I explained the analogy of golf, I just need to get my reps in. I need to get some, so that a year or two from now, when I get a chance to do what I want to do, which is, you know, it's like, I know this sounds asinine, and I would never compare myself to it, but you know, there's a model out there, the Ron James model, the Derek Edward model, the Mike. I mean, I'm not saying I could be those guys, but there's room for somebody like me.
No doubt, make a ton of money, go on tours,
but
get
to
a
do
couple
longer
thousand.
form.
Yeah.
Like I don't want, again, when I'm in a room with JJ and
No,
Rob
you want to be
Bevan,
thought-provoking and stuff.
I just want to go out and tell stories to people sort of in that 45 to 65
Do it.
range. But the great thing is,
Go to bingo halls or old
that's
age
where I'm
homes.
going to go. It's so funny you say that because I want to announce my bingo hall tour.
I thought so.
You fucker.
Here we go.
I will. And what about you?
It's a big
What
day.
about you?
I'm doing stand-up. I'm going to do. I'm honest. I'm writing down bits every day. So what I do is, and I've never done this, when I say funny things on the show and get a reaction from people, I write that bit down now. And I know it's different than radio, but it's how I could structure that bit. And I know that even Abdul Butt, who's on our show, he said something very funny on our show for the first time, because after he's like, holy fuck, that was a funny line.
Yeah.
And then he did that same bit on stage.
Todd,
And
I do that all the time.
so now, to remind myself when I say something funny, today I haven't had one of those moments. But and that's because I might be nervous with you in the room, or I usually chalk things up to it just being a Monday. But I now I tell myself while I do it, I go, oh, that's funny, and I write it down. I write the time code down, and Bilal finds it.
And
for
you
me.
should do the opposite as well. Like, you know, I've done a couple things in this conversation that are part of something I'm working on. Now, I got the conversation with you to get to that area. But that's
You
what I do.
manipulative, conniving asshole.
Absolutely.
You fucking took control of this interview, and I thought I was the host. No,
All right.
that's
Well,
amazing.
that's cute. You think that? It's cute. It's cute. You still think that?
Finally, I was in control. He's a
Listen,
little intern.
it's
It's
like-
like go for a cigarette with him once.
Okay, don't write this part down.
Okay, no, okay, I won't.
It's like when fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker are together.
always
You know,
in control.
fucking. But what I was gonna say, what I do is the opposite. I'll be working on a piece, and then I'll like try it out in the room on the show, like just as part of conversation. Even if it doesn't get a laugh, what I'm trying to figure out is how does it sound coming out of my mouth? Like, how do those words sound together? Because that story about the young mothers, there's something in there, and I know it, but rather than try it out on stage for this, I'll tell that story on the show.
I'm coming to the show with a new story every day.
But what I want to tell you is, that's how you build time. And I will promise you this: when you get your 5 minutes together and you go on a stage and do it, it will be like nothing. I know.
I've done it before, though, so I do know. Like, I've done it four times.
It's like nothing. And it's not like radio, as you know.
Oh, dude! First off, I shit my pants every time.
Oh yeah,
and then
nothing
three
gives
times I
you
got- three
nothing
times
gives
I
you
got ki-
diarrhea
yeah.
faster
It's nuts.
than going to do stand up.
And I got completely licked, like pretty much every time. And then that was unpredictable how it would work out for me. And the first time I did it, I actually sent it to Bilal. It was like a half an hour.
When did you do it?
2002.
You did a half an hour.
So I brought up comedians, but every single time I did 5 minutes. So like the 6
and
comedians
what
I brought
club
up
did you do that?
at Yuck Yucks.
And how
Like,
did it go over?
Bilal, I'll be honest, because I sent it to him.
I was surprised how well it went over. Like, you know, that and I could also see the growth of you as a broadcaster, but it went over well. Like, you had control of the crowd.
I literally had the room but I put on and I remember going into it because whenever I look at myself like on Peaks Now or fucking YouTube, whatever, or in the day, just an actual camera. I have like a fucking scar face, like I look like a resting
dick face.
Yeah, I'm a resting dick, and when I talk, I don't have what comedians have. I see it. Like, there's just like a kindness or something there. Anyway, so when I went on stage that one time, I remember watching a ton of Adam Sandler just before on purpose. And I kind of like put on a bit of I purposely did a different Todd tone. And I worked on that, and I think that's why I was successful with it. Not immediate, like a tiny success. I mean, I had the room laughing, which is enough.
That's
and,
crazy.
And
man.
I think if I were to ever do it again, I would maybe try that approach again, because I know it's a softer way. Like it's something I come across as more likable as opposed to more douchey.
I think listen, whatever works for you is whatever works for you. But I mean, I think you're very likable. I think you sell yourself short.
I know.
I know, I'm like your uncle or your dad or your priest or fuck you do. I think the sooner that you can talk like you're talking now,
Be real.
the better it will be for you. However you want to do it, though, I'm the last person not to encourage you. Like, I would love it when people step outside their comfort zone, because that makes you feel alive. Like, I'm telling you, I still get nervous. Like, even though I'm doing a little, like Friday night, I was there with a few people that I know that know me from being a comic, as opposed to a guy, and I was kind of pretty relaxed, a third set in 3 nights, and I knew it was a big room, and they're easy, and it's kind of looking down at my notes, and then I started to pace a little bit, and I walked by the headliner, Kate Davis, and I said, she goes, "Have a good set." I said, "Yeah, thanks." I said, "This part, not a big fan," and she laughed, because it's that just a couple seconds before you go on, it's like, I don't need this. I have RSPs. I don't need to be up here.
It's
I
like
can be at
Bilal on
home.
Tinder. Like he's swiping. He's nervous as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, are you on Tinder, by the way?
Yes.
Have you met anybody?
That's where I found the girl I went on a date with.
And how was that?
Oh yeah, let's find
That
out.
was actually really good.
Hang on, before I have to interrupt. I'm so sorry for doing this. You should know that Bilal boosted his Tinder to get to like you could actually pay to boost
subscription. So I got extra stars.
Did you know that, Humble? You could pay to boost your profile.
What?
To get,
Premium.
Yeah.
The premium.
I went premium.
You do know? Okay.
Yeah. That's cool.
Money well spent. Money well spent. You get more stars.
Well,
Okay.
It's funny whenever I tell somebody, and there's a show in Toronto I'm trying to get on, and it's called Tinder Tales.
Yeah.
And I want to do it because I know I guarantee I'll be the oldest guy on that stage.
It's amazing.
But everyone asks me that, because a lot of guys think that Tinder is like instant hookup, and for the 35 and above, it's not. I've only had one experience on Tinder, 2 maybe, where I've gotten sex immediately. The rest is like a dating app, and it's sort of like there's lots of dating apps.
Sure. So how'd it go, Bilal? What's going on? What's the follow-up?
So yeah.
When was the
give,
date?
give Humble the
full-
start from the
summary.
beginning.
Yeah,
Okay.
when was you got 6
So-
minutes, and I guess I'm out of here.
No.
No,
Okay,
I'll
you gotta
do
pick up your
Cole's
daughter.
notes. So I did the boost. First time I got all spam, very intricate spam, but I got all spam on a Sunday afternoon. Obviously, I'm an idiot. I didn't know women aren't looking to pick up people on Sunday afternoons. Second
They're
time,
too busy watching football.
I would imagine so. It's great football. That's a whole other thing. But then the second time was on Boxing Day. It was a Boxing Day special on Bilal. I hit that at 11:30, and I lit it up
best.
on Boxing Day. I had about 7 matches. I actually unmatched some girls. 'Cause I'm like, nah, you're like the
You're
seventh.
not good enough for Bilal.
Nah, you're like number 7
Really?
tonight. Yeah, I actually unmatched 2 girls.
How
I
old
just
were
need
they?
a top 5. Like they're pretty close to me, like 25, 28, 30.
And they were like, "Hey, Bilal."
Well, okay, so I'll be honest. I messaged about 5. There was only 1 girl who actually messaged me back. The rest were just sort of like, I don't think they unmatched me, but they're just kind of like, nah, that's not as funny a line as Bilal thinks it is. So those didn't work.
He's trying very hard.
Yeah, I have entertained myself, so I was still happy with it. But nevertheless, I had 1 girl who's like 25. She's from Bengali. Turns out she's Muslim. She's a little shorter than me, which works, to my advantage. So I was able to extrapolate that into a date. Date went pretty good. And we are going to go another date again. It's
Excellent.
Just a matter
Now,
of kind
did
of
you?
figuring out-
No, wait,
Is it
wait.
cool to make kissy? Did you make kissy?
Yeah.
No, I had a hug I overshot that I had to repo. I had to get a mulligan on my hug at the end of the date because
Like, how was the hug?
I overshot it.
Like, what do you mean?
I hugged right over her because I forgot she was
It
short.
was like, when there's a running back going to the end zone and the guy's coming to nail him and the running back just kind of misses and he ends up actually scoring. The guy can't hit him. Bilal was the running back. Like he dodged her somehow and went past.
Did you ask? Could I? One of the things that it's always been a hallmark of my whatever game I have is honesty. There's nothing that fucking women love more than actually it's the best disguise. Truth is the best disguise.
And it also catches a lot
They
of them
love
off
it.
guard.
So if you overshoot a hug, you say, "Listen, I'm going to need another chance because I can do better than
that's
that."
pretty much what I did. I joked. I'm like,
Well,
"Oh,
that's
let's try
good
it
though.
again."
That's
And I
a
laughed. I thought it was
because
funny.
truth is the best disguise you can. It's the best game you can do.
But dude, you made it, I think, seem a little bit more optimistic than it actually is.
In which that could be true of any part of that story.
Okay, well, what's going on now?
She said that because she's basically trying to get a better job and she's been in that headspace. So she said she's just not in the mood to date right now. She just needs a little time. And I said, you know what? That's fine. You know, I worked 6 days in a row this past week, so I was.
Are you back boosting on Tinder or?
No, you know what? After the first date, I canceled the subscription. I had one boost left. I used it kind of half-heartedly, and I said, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm gonna ride this out, see what happens.
Yeah.
And
Is she still your girl?
Yeah. There's no.
He calls her my girl. She's like, my girl couldn't make it tonight. So
You know, it's a great opening. First thing message, rather than try and be funny or some fucking whatever, being like overdoing it. Literally, if somebody matches with me, first thing I say is, hello, nice person. Because it's so innocent. Yeah. And here's the reaction it usually gets. Oh, thank you. Or how do you know I'm nice? Or, you know, it's not right to make assumptions. And my response is always, you know, if you're going to assume something about somebody, it's not a bad thing. And then it goes up from there.
I think Bilal should take a different approach. I think you should post a picture of you on your profile with a Make America Great Again hat.
Oh, no.
Over your dick.
Yeah, over your dick.
And just take out, make Bilal's dick great again. All right. Well.
And see what kind of response you get. Because it might be.
I might get my account taken down, Todd.
You'll get a fetish response. You'll get a fetish response for. If
that exists.
Yeah, someone who wants to be with you. You're a fetish.
Well, they might want to be with the hat.
You're about the size of a butt plug, actually. It might work out.
I'll be taking off. Hey, listen, everybody. Todd Shapiro.
See you, buddy.
Fans of the Todd Shapiro Show.
I'm the host.
Todd Shapiro's wonderful. Pedro, great seeing you as always. Bilal, big fan.
Dude, you keep crushing it, man.
Sorry we had our words. And thanks for coming to see me. I'm at a place called the Corner Comedy Club in about 3 hours.
So this is my goal in life. So I predict in the next year, Humble will have like a big show, like a show that's like going on tour. And you said, like, I'll give you a year. And that's what I predict. Like, 500 to 1,000, maybe 2,000.
2018
a big show.
Is the Proud Horrified tour, I call it.
The Proud Horrified tour.
I have this whole thing I do about my kids. Should I be proud or should I be horrified? So I'm going to have Proud Horrified t-shirts.
I like it.
Horrified, Proud Horrified. I played this little game show with the audience. It's going to be great.
Okay. By the time you get that in order, I want to be doing at least regular 7-minute sets at these smaller clubs. I'm going to challenge myself because without a challenge, my wife will tell you this. I won't do anything. So, she does a little game show with me. If you would want this button, make sure you do some chores around the house.
I'm telling you right now, Todd, I have no doubt that if you put your mind to it, you'll be successful because that's who you are, my friend.
Oh, you're so kind. Thanks, dude. Have fun tonight. Where's the show?
It's a cool little place called the Corner Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah.
I really like it. It's
dude, have you met, who's my boy from there? I love this kid.
Joe.
Dan or, it's another one.
The guy from Napanee. He's a fucking beauty. He's the best guy ever. Wait till you meet him. You're going to see him there tonight. Rory, what time
am I going to see him there tonight?
Right?
Yeah.
Why will I see him there tonight?
Because he's there every day. He works there and stuff.
He
works
well, the guy that runs it
and they give him some stage time.
Joe Tosito, and he's a great guy.
Joe's a good guy, too.
And it's a great room.
Rick Rowley.
I'm telling you, it's a great little room. It's small. It's got great acoustics. There's only 20 people or 25 people in it, but they're right on top of you. And I did a show there on last Thursday. It was the best show I've done since I started coming back and doing this again.
Oh, good. I heard you can't wear a kilt there. Like people can literally see right up.
Here's the problem. You can't wear a fucking kilt anywhere.
The Todd Shapiro Show.
All right, we really appreciate you watching that video. Make sure you check out some more videos. Why not? Let's get caught in the Shapiro Show vortex right here. Or you can subscribe to the channel right here and check out videos at any point because we're going to give you all the alerts. We do appreciate you being a part of our family. Most families hate each other. Not ours. We love you.